Life had begun. It could continue. It could preserve its pattern. It could maintain itself across time. That was one of the greatest thresholds in the story of existence. But life is not yet the whole story. To live is one thing. To respond is another. A living system may continue for a time. It may grow. It may reproduce. But once it begins to respond to the world around it, something new appears. Now the outside world can begin to matter to the inside process. Now life is no longer only existing. It is beginning to relate. That is where response begins. In the previous stage, we saw how matter, in the right world and conditions, became life. That was the beginning of biological continuity. A pattern could now preserve itself. A living system could continue. The universe had crossed from chemistry into biology. But to be alive is not yet to respond fully. A living thing may persist without yet showing the deeper richness of biological relationship. Response introduces a new dimension. Now life is not only maintaining itself, it is beginning to engage the world. This difference matters because the story of life is not only about inner continuity. It is also about how living continuity meets what is outside it. A living system does not exist in emptiness. It exists within a world, and that world is never still. Light rises and fades. Temperature changes. Chemicals appear and disappear. Pressure shifts. Surfaces are touched. Currents move. Resources become available, then scarce. The environment keeps changing. If life is to continue within such a world, it must do more than simply remain. It must respond. This is one of the deepest principles in the evolution of life. Continuity alone is not enough. Life must begin to meet change with change. That is the beginning of biological response. At first, this difference may seem small. After all, many things react. A stone may crack under heat. Water may evaporate in sunlight. Metal may expand when warmed. But these are not response in the deeper biological sense. They are changes caused from outside. Life begins to do something more. It begins to change in ways that help preserve itself. This is what makes response so important, because now change outside is no longer only happening to the system. It is beginning to guide what the system does next. That is a profound shift. The world is no longer only background. It becomes relevant. This may be one of the quietest and most powerful changes in the whole story of existence. A difference outside begins to matter inside. A shift in light produces a shift in activity. A change in chemistry alters behavior. A harmful condition triggers protection. A favorable condition draws the organism closer. This is more than physical reaction. It is the beginning of biological significance. Because now the world outside is not only present, it is beginning to mean something to the life within. Not meaning in a human sense, not yet thought, not yet feeling, not yet awareness, but meaning in this sense. The difference outside changes what happens inside in a way that affects survival and continuation. That is the beginning of response. Once response appears, life is no longer only ongoing. It becomes directional. A living system may turn, it may open, it may close. It may move toward, it may move away. It may increase activity, it may reduce activity. It may protect itself or seek what nourishes it. These actions may be small, simple, microscopic, and yet their meaning is immense because direction has entered life. Now behavior can begin. At first, behavior may be primitive, but even primitive direction changes the future. Because once life can respond in ways that preserve or improve its continuation, evolution gains a new field of possibility. the organism and the world have entered a new relationship. This is not yet sensation as we know it, not yet feeling, not yet experience, not yet consciousness. But it is the root from which those things may later grow. Before a being can feel the world deeply, life must first begin to detect difference and act differently because of it. That first step matters enormously, because sensation does not appear all at once. It has a history, and that history begins here, with simple differences, with environmental change, with primitive adjustment. Response is the first bridge between life and what will one day become sensing. Without response, sensation has no path. Without response, life remains vulnerable in a different way. It may continue for a time, but it cannot engage change in a useful manner. A changing world would remain something life only endures, not something it can meet. Response changes that. Response allows life to participate in the reality around it. This is why response is not a minor feature of life. It is one of its great necessities. Because the world is never fixed, and living systems cannot remain untouched by what the world becomes. So response is not extra. It is one of the first signs that life and world have entered active relationship. Life began as continuity. Now it begins to become relationship. That is the deeper meaning of this stage. A living system does not only preserve itself inwardly, it begins to preserve itself through interaction. That interaction may still be simple. A movement toward nourishment. A movement away from harm. An opening when conditions are favorable. A closure when conditions become dangerous. But each of these is a profound step. Because now the organism is not only alive in the world, it is beginning to live with the world in an active way. This is one of the earliest roots of all later contact, preference, and engagement. Before life can experience the world, it must first begin to to respond to it. There is also a deeper philosophical meaning here. Before this stage, the universe contains matter, worlds, and life. But with response, the universe begins something new within living systems, interaction with significance. Again, not significance in a human sense, not value in a reflective sense, but significance in this biological sense. What happens outside now changes what happens inside in a way that matters for the continuation of life. This is a remarkable threshold, because now the universe is not only building forms, worlds, and organisms, it is beginning to build interactive living patterns. The organism is not merely in reality, it is beginning to answer reality. That is one of the hidden roots of all future sensing and mind. It is important to be careful here. Response is not yet mind. A living system may react usefully without inner experience, as we later understand it. There is no need to force awareness too early into the story. Episode 8 is not about mind. It is about the road toward mind. It is about the first step in that direction. Response opens the path that sensation will deepen. Sensation opens the path that feeling will deepen. Feeling opens the path that awareness will deepen. So we are still early in the story, but not insignificant, because every later mind depends on this earlier threshold. Without response, there is no sensation. Without sensation, there is no mind. The first biological responses may be incredibly small. A turn, a contraction, a shift in orientation, a change in chemical activity, a movement toward, a movement away. Nothing here needs to look dramatic. And yet, the future changes with this. Because now life begins to distinguish. Now life begins to act differently under different conditions. That may sound simple, but it is one of the great foundations of later behavior, sensing, and intelligence. Difference outside begins producing difference inside, and difference inside begins shaping action. That is the deep beginning of biological sensitivity. Response is not yet sensation, but it is the road toward it. This is why Episode 8 matters so much in the EOE journey. It explains how life begins to form the bridge between living continuity and lived contact with the world. The first response may be automatic, microscopic, primitive. But it creates the possibility of something greater. Now, life is no longer only preserving pattern. It is beginning to register difference. That registration will one day deepen into sensing, and sensing will one day deepen into feeling, experience, mind. So in this stage, the universe is not yet conscious, but it is beginning to prepare the road toward consciousness. So the story moves forward again. From matter came worlds. From worlds came life. And from life comes response. The universe has crossed another threshold. It has moved from living continuity to living relationship. Life now does more than continue. It begins to meet the world. But response alone is not the end of the story. The next question is even more intimate. How does response deepen into sensation, inner contact, and the first beginnings of mind? That is where our journey goes next. This is Evolution of Energy.